Hello, this is Suzanne Bouchard, instructor with the American Institute for Paralegal Studies. In today's lecture, we're going to talk about learning about the local rules of procedure. In our advanced litigation class, we place a very heavy emphasis on the litigation process. We look at every phase of the litigation process, from commencing the action with the filing of the complaint, through the discovery process, all the way through to post-trial motions and the appeal. Now, underpinning the litigation process are the rules of procedure. You can think of the rules of procedure as sort of a how-to manual for litigation. It is very important for you as a practicing paralegal to know about the rules of procedure that apply to your case. Nobody will expect you to memorize the rules of procedure, of course, but you'll need to know how to have the applicable rules available at your fingertips so that you can consult them throughout the process to make sure that no procedural errors are made. As you know, in our dual court system here in the U.S., we have the federal courts and we have the state courts. Obviously, if the case you're working on is filed in the federal court, then the federal rules apply. For instance, if your case is a federal civil case, the federal rules of civil procedure apply and must be followed. I have the website for the Cornell University Law School, which publishes the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure through its Legal Information Institute. This would probably be a pretty good website to bookmark and have handy. It includes the table of contents followed by the rules themselves. You can jump from a specific topic down to the applicable rule by clicking on the number. See, clicking here on number 3 can take you right to the rules governing pleadings and motions. Now, depending on your jurisdiction, there might also be local rules of procedure that apply. Presumably, you're going to know in what court your case is filed. So let's say you have a civil case that's being filed in federal district court in the Middle District of North Carolina. You'll want to research to see if there are local rules that apply to your case. You could start with a Google search. Go to Google and type in Middle District of North Carolina. When you pull up the website, you can see right away that the Middle District of North Carolina has indeed adopted local rules of procedure that apply to cases filed in that court. We were talking about a civil case, so let's go to the civil rules here, and we can see the local rules. You can see that there are bookmarks along the left-hand side here. That sort of gives you an index of what is contained within these local rules. When you click on one of the bookmarks, that takes you right to the pertinent local rule. For instance, Local Rule 7.1 here gives very specific direction about the form of pleadings and papers filed in that court, right down to the size of the typeface and the number of lines allowable on the page. If you're planning on filing a document in the Middle District of North Carolina, this would be really good information to have. Of course, the federal rules of civil procedure still apply to cases filed in North Carolina's Middle District, but the local rules add an additional layer of procedure that must be followed, another how-to manual specific to cases filed in that court. So the bottom line is, as a litigation paralegal, you will want to be aware of and follow the state or federal rules of procedure that apply to your case. But you will also want to do some research to see if there are local rules of procedure adopted by your court that apply as well. Thank you for listening to our lecture today. If you're not currently a student at AIPS and if you'd like more information about legal studies leading to careers in the law, please visit our website at aips.com.